Buenas, esto es debate, tengo miedo con esta, tengo mucho miedo tengo muchísimo miedo con esta. Es que, buf. Es que esta es... Oh, Dios, es que esta es muy polémica, esta es muy polémica. Pero por votación, casi el doble, ¿no? Pensáis que va a ganar JoJo's, porque debería. Y he dicho antes, pero aquí hay un problema, ¿vale? Ya sabéis cómo hacen esta puta mierda, estos mierdas, ¿no? Lo de... Siempre hacen comparaciones para ver el poder. Por lo cual, JoJo y Tanjiro van a compararlos con Muzan y Dio, ¿vale? Dio, obviamente no tendrán el stand, no tiene para el tiempo, porque el Dio que es el vampiro, ¿no? Y... me vais a matar. Pero es que, claro, además que está muy mal hecho, ¿vale? O sea, ya sabéis que el final de Kimetsu es una puta pedazo de escoria. Pero Muzan está absurdamente overpowered. Y lo digo en serio, Muzan puede con Dio, ¿vale? Con el Dio vampiro. No, está demasiado broken, ¿vale? Claro, lo nerfearon y hicieron un power up y pues nada, lo que tenemos, ¿no? Pero Muzan está muy roto. Por lo cual, si lo comparan con Tanjiro, pues pueden meterle un power up increíble, más que lo que hicieron en el manga. Así que, sinceramente, creo que... O sea, yo quiero que gane JoJo's. Porque secas es mejor en todo, ¿vale? Pero creo que van a hacer que gane Tanjiro. Ya veréis, ya veréis. Yo lo dejo ahí. Ya veréis. Yo lo dejo ahí. Pero bueno, no perdáis la cabeza. Vamos a darle.
Don't be mad, but I pushed some buttons in your lab and now I'm in cyberspace. Looking for that elusive dislike bar that's been missing for months, but look what I found instead. Beer! Okay, not real beer, it's a bunch of emojis. Listen up, this is crazy. Did you know the Death Battle channel offers memberships for less than $3? I know, it's a steal. Members get exclusive badges, live streams, behind the scenes videos, members only live chat, and over 20 unique emojis. All you gotta do is click the join button and you're in the club.
¿Debería hacer eso? Nah.
Tanjiro Kamado, the sun-breathing demon slayer swordsman.
Jonathan Joestar, the very first JoJo who ever Jojed.
These two anime monster hunters are as deadly with a blade as they are infinitely good-natured.
But don't cross them, else they might leave you breathless. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Daisho Japan, an era of unparalleled progress and imperial domination. But this empire had a sickness, a rot at its core. Demons. This race of superhuman cannibals originated from one being, their all-powerful progenitor, Muzan Kibutsuji.
Who spent his evenings slaughtering families and eating them, including the Kamado clan.
Though one of them fatefully survived, the eldest son, Tanjiro.
Well, the good news is your sister Nezuko is alive too. Bad news is she's a demon now, so sorry champ, I'm chalking this day up as an L.
But Tanjiro possessed the golden heart of an anime protagonist, and he devoted his life to curing Nezuko's curse and ending Muzan's evil, once and for all.
So he joined the Demon Slayer Corps, a secret group of badass demon hunters with badass swords, forged from a unique sunlight-absorbing ore. The Nichiren blade is one of the only weapons that can decapitate a demon and end resistance for good, especially when combined with the Slayer's fancy pants katana magic.
It isn't katana magic.
Lo es.
Okay, well, it's totally katana magic, but that's not what it's called.
Yeah, it's breathing, which is so lame. Anybody can do that. Oh god, that was wrong.
Yeah.
The use of breathing is crucial to real-life martial arts. Deeper breaths massage the organs below the
No le
diaphragm,
busques el
relaxing the
sentido.
body and lowering its energy requirement, while simultaneously giving you more energy to use.
Está mal hecho.
Mastered this breathing shit so well, he could do it in his sleep, literally 24/7.
This is total concentration breathing, a technique developed by the Demon Slayers in order to massively increase their physical abilities to match their blatantly superhuman foes. Through the measured intake of oxygen, users can boost their concentration, reactions, and even manipulate the flow of their blood. This can help in slowing down
Sí.
poisons or speeding up the coagulation of
Sí.
wounds.
Which means he can use it to quickly recover in case of injury or fatigue, and Demon Slayers can
Que
combine...
esto lo hemos visto hace poco en un manga que subí hace poco. Bueno, es el Gear 2, para que entendáis. Es lo que hace Gear 2, para que entendáis. O Rock Lee.
Their breathing with their blades for, well, katana magic.
Each breathing style is a separate form of sword
Pero
combat.
mal hecho,
The
porque
first
es
form
Kimetsu
Tanjiro mastered was water breathing, a flexible defensive style where a user's blade summons water to slice like a raging current.
Tanjiro's literal boneheaded stubbornness made him a prodigy demon slayer in no time.
He proved to be a tactical genius in combat, able to discern an opponent's weaknesses and exploit them in the heat of the moment. It was almost as if demon slaying was in his very blood.
Because it was. Hundreds of years ago, the creator of the very first breathing style taught this knowledge to Tanjiro's ancestors. ancestors, who passed it down to Tanjiro himself.
This was the dance of the fire god, the Hinokami Kakura, sun breathing.
With sun breathing, Tanjiro's sword bursts into godlike flames that slow a demon's healing factor and can turn into a wicked fire dragon.
Sun breathing increases Tanjiro's speed and power, but at a cost. It will quickly tire him out, and overuse could severely debilitate him.
Which can also turn on this really distracting birthmark on his forehead.
Through intense
Porque
stress
yo
and
no.
exertion, Tanjiro can activate
Que luego se
this
olvida la
Demon
autora de
Slayer
eso.
mark, which boosts his already crazy strength and speed even further.
And gives him access to the see-through world. Basically, it slows down time for Tanjiro and gives him x-ray vision.
This allows him such a precise understanding of his opponent's muscle movements that he can predict their future actions. Sort of like a spider sense. He can even do the same with just his sense of smell. No Demon Slayer mark needed. Not only can his nose detect people from hundreds of yards away, it lets him find an opponent's opening in battle even easier than before.
You'd think being an anime swordsman would make Tanjiro even edgier than his blade, but he's basically the group mom, with an innocent little cherub sweetness matched only by his raw badassery.
Tanjiro is tough enough to survive being stabbed in the stomach, fast
Tiene
enough to
ultra
dodge
instinto.
lightning, and strong enough to slice through and derail a literal demon train.
That demon turned himself into a train whiz! Funniest shit I've ever seen. And this demon, Doma, was able to freeze the air into this giant ice statue in only a few seconds. That takes
No
a
pelea
ton
contra
of
él.
energy.
And Tanjiro's managed to keep up with similarly powerful demons like
No.
Akaza, and eventually the
No. Ese era el segundo. Acá es tercero. Ya empiezas. Ponle contra Muza y ya está, pero no me toques los cojones. ¿Vale? Ese es el segundo. Y le ganan por el simple hecho que también le meten un nerfeo. ¿Vale? A ese pavo también le ganan por nerfeo. Literalmente porque se come a la puta Shinobu y se muere envenenado. No me toques los cojones.
strongest of them all moves on himself.
With the help of his friends, of course.
It would take all their
Con
efforts and
nerfeos.
countless sacrifices, but Tanjiro and the Demon Slayers would continue to fight to realize
Es
their
que
dream.
es lo que tengo los cojones. No puedes poner a Tanjiro al nivel de Muzan ni a nivel de ningún demonio, ¿vale? Porque algo que hace bien Kimetsu no Yaiba es literalmente eso. En ningún momento Tanjiro gana solo. Gana por power-ups, por nerfeos, pero nunca gana solo. Es algo de lo que me gustaba al inicio. Tal cual. Es algo que disfrutaba mucho al inicio de Kimetsu no Yaiba. Siempre eran peleas grupales. Porque es un puto demonio. Es lo que hizo, es lo que hace Akaza al principio. Cuando mata a Rengoku, y siempre dice que los demonios son más fuertes. Y lo demuestra siempre el autor. Que luego se le vaya a la puta 20 y haga una pedazo de trozo de mierda de obra. No tiene nada que ver que al inicio sea medianamente aceptable. Las peleas, sobre todo. Sobre todo las peleas. Pero bueno. En ningún momento puedes comparar los demonios a los humanos. Es un fallo kilométrico. Kilométrico. ¿Ves? Ya están cagando, ¿lo ves? Ya están cagando. Si es que lo estaba diciendo. Lo van a cagar.
Of a world that is safe for humanity, and whatever Inosuke is.
El rey jabalí.
England, an infamously shit-tastic time to be alive.
Whether you were a lowly street rat or a wealthy noble. Okay, well, that last one probably wasn't so bad.
That is, unless your dad, in all his infinite wisdom, decided to adopt the single greatest asshole in human history and make him your brother. That'd make you one unlucky schmuck.
That would make you Jonathan Joestar.
And you heard, Wiz? Everybody just calls him JoJo.
In an effort to take the Joestar fortune for himself, Jonathan's new brother Dio dedicated his life to breaking Jonathan emotionally, turning him into a docile puppet. But after being bullied, beaten, and thoroughly traumatized, something awakened deep in Jonathan's heart. The raging fire.
Le gusta Dio, pero es complicado. Sí, digamos que lo tendrá siempre en su cuerpo.
Of a gentleman.
I don't think beating the living piss out of Dio was gentle, but it sure was satisfying. Too bad it didn't last forever, because only a few years later, Dio got his revenge when he turned into a vampire and killed Papa Joestar. Classic Dio.
With Dio now bent on world domination, Jonathan would need more than his righteous fist to save the day.
Yeah, he needed a creepy floating Italian man that punches frogs with the power of the sun.
It wasn't just any creepy floating Italian man, it was Will Antonio Zeppeli, a practitioner of Hamon, an ancient martial art designed specifically to do battle against vampires like Dio. Through their breaths, Hamon users can blast a hot electric ripple out of their bodies and flood it into their opponents. Huh.
That's what Hamon means in English. The ripple. Man, if I had a nickel for every anime protagonist who killed monsters with the power of breathing, well, that'd be 2 nickels. But let's agree, it's weird that it happened twice.
Hamon energy
Meme.
massively increases a user's physical abilities and allows them to disintegrate vampires with a single punch. In order to fight Dio, Zeppeli taught Jonathan everything he knew.
Like the zoom punch, where Jonathan stretches his arm and punches an opponent from far away like he jumps out a gum-gum fruit. He does this by using the ripple to dull the pain of dislocating his shoulder before snapping it back. That might sound crazy, but there are are real-life examples of breathing basically giving people superpowers.
Like the Dutch adventurer Wim Hof, who can survive being nearly totally submerged in ice water for almost 2 hours. Through forced exhalation, Hof drops his oxygen levels in order to supercharge his body's thermoregulation and release euphoric chemicals to numb the pain, just like the Zoom punch.
Fun is basically just like the Eastern idea of chi, voila! Which is circulated through the body by, what else? Breathing. And just like chi, it can do lots of crazy shit.
Like walking on water, magnetizing plants, or controlling an enemy's muscles. It can even be transferred through solid surfaces like metal.
And he can catch his fists on fire and slam you senseless with his patented Sunlight Yellow Overdrive. It'll leave any monster smiling and satisfied.
Jonathan took these skills as he, Zeppeli, and the definitely not just there for exposition Speedwagon invaded Dio's domain and waged war against an army of bloodthirsty zombies.
Including Dio's right-hand monsters, Bruford and Tarkus. Tarkus was strong enough to rip entire boulders out of the ground and slice through a cliff with one swing. He could even snap JoJo's neck and cut our old pal Zeppeli in half. Rest in peace, creepy floating Italian man. Sorry you had to be born the mentor. Hope none of your relatives die horrifying death too.
Before succumbing, Zeppeli's last act was to pass his ripple onto Jonathan, not only allowing him to heal his own broken neck, but also combine their energies together.
And making JoJo strong enough to cut through Tarkus's giant arm. Not with his nifty new sword, Pluck, with his bare goddamn hand.
With this power boost, Jonathan faced Dio once and for all, and fisted him with his raging hot ripple. Wait.
Now, Fisted Dio was pretty impressive, considering Dio could later fight faster than light stands like Star Platinum. Hell, even other ripple users like Joseph can dodge beams of light too.
But more
Aquí acaban de poner una estadística la cual es de Stardust Crusaders. No sé si otra vez fallo. Ese Dio no es el Dio que tiene un power up. No es el Dio con zaguardo. Es el Dio vampiro. Otra vez. Tío, es que la cuestión me tocan las pelotas.
More than his strength or speed, or even Haman, Jonathan's greatest strength was always his intelligence and unstoppable determination. It was that burning drive for justice that defeated Dio all those years ago, and the same one that defeated him again. But this victory was bittersweet.
He may be built like a brick shithouse, but Jonathan's got the personality of a golden retriever. Even after everything Dio did to him, all the lies and abuse and dad murder, Jonathan still loved him like a brother, and still cried those hot, wet 80s man-made tears.
And even after Dio returned on Jonathan's wedding night to murder him and steal his body, Jonathan sacrificed himself so his wife and unborn child could escape. But he did not die in vain. His bloodline would continue throughout the ages, spawning a line of illustrious and bizarre heroes who would crush Dio's plans and save the universe.
And they all had one thing in common. His name, JoJo. Wait, is the ripple his dip?
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a
Death
death
Battle!
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Babbel.
For most of us, learning a second language in high school or
Your subscription, Babbel, language for life.
Ah, ¿tiene el truco?
Step aside! I've sworn to slay all of Dio's demonic minions.
I don't know who you are, but you better leave her alone!
You poor wretch, shackled by the chains of this harpy's insidious mind control. On my honor, as a gentleman, I will free
Parece
you!
Castlevania ahora esto.
I'm sorry, sir. Did you bump your head? Total concentration! Water breathing!
Most unorthodox. You fight with valor, noble swordsman, but I know the burning passion of my heart will carry me through!
Aw, he's kind of adorable! Like a puppy! I wonder if he has a caretaker nearby.
Como mono. Y la espada vuelve.
You're mine! Valiant footwork! You will fall!
No kamikaze!
Contra un árbol, por supuesto.
Nice try!
Incredible! You could teach me a thing or two! Scarlet Overdrive!
me. And that means I know how to stop him.
Y ponemos un poco de...
On my neck. Does he know? Metal, silver, overdrive!
¿Sabe que si te golpean en el cuello te matan? ¿Quién lo diría? Presupuesto. La carencia.
Wait! He's going for my lungs!
2 inches off. Did he dodge?
Sunlight! Yellow!
She's my sister.
On my honor, as a gentleman, I will protect her with my life.
Ah. Guay. Ahora es una JoJo's, diré.
KO! I'm not crying. I'm only crying really hard. Holy shit, hold me, bro.
Please don't touch me. On paper, Tanjiro did initially seem to have more advantages in this bout.
For sure. He'd been training for way longer than Jonathan, and with way more experienced
Mola.
teachers. Tanjiro's Demon Slayer journey took place over a couple of years, while Jonathan...
No os voy a mentir, estoy jodidamente sorprendido. Según lo que han dicho, no tiene sentido que haya ganado. Guay, vale, ¿por qué?
Jonathan's ripple training was less than a month.
Tanjiro was obviously a superior swordsman with a variety of powerful techniques and katana magic, while Jonathan really only improvised as a swordsman.
But that's where the advantages stop. Sure, Jonathan wasn't a natural swordsman, but he more than made up for it in hand-to-hand combat, while Tanjiro was pretty much out of options without a blade.
Jonathan also had an edge in strength. Comparing Tanjiro to Doma and JoJo to Tarkus, Jonathan was over twice as strong. And while Tanjiro later fought the more powerful Muzan, Jonathan did the same with Dio.
He was way faster too. While Tanjiro and his pals could dodge lightning, we can compare Jonathan to other ripple users like Joseph, who could dodge light, which is over 3,000 times faster. That might seem crazy, but in Part 3, Dio was able to keep up with stands like Star Platinum, which can move faster than light. Dio did this on his own, and that was while using Jonathan's body.
Even with multiple ways to predict Jonathan's movements and see the flow of his ripple with X-ray vision, Tanjiro would not have been fast enough to keep up.
Especially with the ripple backing him up. Sure, the water and fire Tanjiro generates is impressive, but Jonathan was tough enough to power through it. Tanjiro, though, had no way to defend against the ripple bypassing his durability and directly messing with his organs.
Such as manipulating his muscles like a puppeteer, or directly shutting off his brain or heart, something other ripple users have done to ordinary humans with a single zap. And Jonathan had the opportunity to do this literally every time Tanjiro blocked his blade.
Sure, Tanjiro could recover himself with a breath, but that'd be a breath spent healing and not, fighting.
And while Sun Breathing's overuse was dangerous to Tanjiro, JoJo's Hamon had no such drawback.
Which meant that JoJo could keep fighting for as long as he needed to.
Tanjiro was never going to go down easy, but Jonathan's speed, Hamon, and righteous gentlemanly fists carried him to victory.
Jonathan took Tanjiro's breath away.
The winner is Jonathan Joestar. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, we'll be jumping into the next matchup next week. But you can always get more Death Metal right now by clicking one of those boxes right over there, and by downloading the battle music linked down below.
Thor. Ganator. Porque cómics. A secas. A secas, son cómics. Este tipo de peleas son una puta mierda basura asquerosa. En un cómic, Thor partió la tierra con un pelo de sus huevos. Ya lo he dicho antes. Es que no hace falta ni comentarlo. ¿Vale? Es estúpido para un personaje de cómic. ¿Y esto? ¿Por qué? Porque lo hacen mal, como aquí. Como aquí. Aquí ya lo han hecho mal y son personajes de anime. Es mucho más fácil, ¿vale? Le han cagado tanto en Tanjiro como en el puto JoJo's. Han puesto JoJo de parte 3 y han puesto a Tanjiro con peleas que no tienen nada que ver. Sin contar los nerfeos. Aquí van a poner a Thores, literalmente a Thors. A multiversos diferentes. Tal cual. En la Tierra 324 Thor puede hacer esto, pero en la Tierra 224 lo mata el pedo de Hulk. Como la pelea de Goku vs Superman. Es que putas mierdas. El problema es que no especifican qué Thor cogen. Solo con eso ya estaría bien la pelea. Coges un Thor con sus hazañas. ¿De qué universo? Ya está. Haces esa pelea. Porque coño, siguiendo esa cronología, puedes coger al Vegeta de... O al Goku, ¿no? Coges al Goku de Super Saiyan 10.000 y a ver quién coño le gana. ¿Vale? Ya, pues habrá un Vegeta 10.000 también, supongo. No te jode. Y a ver quién coño le gana. Te jode, es que... Pero bueno, pondré quién crees que va a ganar, aunque es putamente obvio. Va a ganar Thor. Deo.